state, it should be. Yeah, so if, Amazon has all these warehouses.
Right. I wish that they would write, bills requiring or asking for taxes that were written in English so people understood exactly what they had to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But they don't.
They don't want people to know. And in the 911, I was for, but I didn't like the way they read. The water district having fires. Well, yeah, they're trying to get taxpayers to pass a bond that isn't for the data center, but it just happens to be in the district of the data center's for to improve their system. It's like, seriously, don't lie to us. Really? Yeah, it's just craziness. But our commissioner doesn't understand that getting water from water district and getting water from the private well is still getting water from the same place. Still the same place. Except the water district will get the water quicker because they're deeper. So that's red shirt. I got my red shirt on. I really wasn't going to come here today. Did you see what they did in Corning, Kansas? They took the data center, they filed a lawsuit saying that the county should be able to run, and most people like this not to. Well, they took it to court, and they did it. I run for red, did you see?
No, I would sit down on this side. You know, I sit. Give me a hard time. I sit down on this part of this.
That's the sign up list, right?
Yeah.
All right. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong at this point.
I hope not. I hope not. I haven't signed up yet.
Morning.
Good morning. Morning.
I think I need to. Hi, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. How are you? What's going on?
Well, they really kind of shafted you last time.
I'll be here this Thursday, though. Yeah. Oh, well. And couldn't make it, so it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It happens, right? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You're such a positive person.
Just got to keep showing up, right?
Yeah, because of that, I showed up today.
All right. We'll see it worked. There we go.
We're going to talk about all the laws they can't enforce.
You signing up right here, ma'am. She's ready to go.
I don't know what the rule is. So, buildings against property. My neighbor had a construction trailer. He was told he had to move his construction trailer. He never used construction. So where do you move it? Up against my property. You would think. But when you file a complaint, you have to give your name, you have to give all your life history, so he knows. He knows that you complained. You're sitting right up there in front, ready to go.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm spreading the red around.
Have some here, have some there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could sit on that side.
So, what do you do for a living? Because do you work nights?
No, so I'm an insurance broker. So usually my Tuesday mornings aren't. I usually have meetings like first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I was down in Sullivan by like 7:30.
Wow.
So from there, I'm like, all right, I can usually make it here Tuesday around 9:40,
Okay.
9:30,
Yeah.
usually. So I'm glad these are on Tuesdays because usually as the week goes on, you get more stuff that continues to kind of pile up. Usually
So
Friday.
where's your business at?
It's in Clayton, so I work remotely. So So I travel a lot for work throughout the rest of the week, but our main office is in Clayton. And I was talking to a friend of mine, he lives out past Sullivan, and he goes, how can you make it from the commission meetings in Sullivan all the way to Union? I said, well, it's 44. I said, time of day, there's no traffic. It's wonderful.
So where do you live?
Just in Fenton, just right.
Oh, you
beside
live in
it.
Fenton?
Yep.
So you don't even live out here?
So I have, I'm a landowner in Calvi Township, right at Lake Serena. My dad built the lake house
Did
out there
he?
at 63.
Yeah, and you guys still have it?
They sold it in 92.
Yeah,
And I keep looking every now and then, I see it come back on the market. I'd love to buy it.
right.
He built it with his own hands, and a friend of his was a cement mason. It's got a beautiful patio. It's just barely up from the water. And I told him, yeah, you want to sell it? He goes, well, we weren't using it as much,
Yeah.
in the 90s, but I was 12 or 13 when they sold it, so I kid with him every now and then. I'm like, I know what you and mom were up to, but if I had a lake house on the weekend with me and my buddies,
Yeah,
oh yeah, there would have been some craziness going on. He goes, what do you think about that? I'm like, sure you can.
we had a farm
Yeah.
pretty close to there.
Yeah,
We had 140 acres, we finally sold
I
it.
love it. I've got a really cool picture. I got a kid from my dad. I want to scan it and then digitize it, kind of clean it up a little bit. It was when they fresh Lake Serena, like 1984.
Yeah.
October of '84. I'm standing in the middle of the lake and there's the big earthworm vine as I'm
Yeah.
shaking hands with my dad. I'm like, I'm 4.
Neat.
I'm a little guy.
Yeah.
And, oh, I love that photo. It's so cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy cow. I don't even remember that because it was such a long time ago. But I look back at that photo. I'm like, it's so neat. Everybody around there was like, yeah, hey, that's the lake. And we just wanted to grab a photo of it. And then they completed the work. It took a little while to fill it back up. And that was just down from our lake. So if you look at the photo, there's nothing like to the right. That's my parents' house. It's lovely. Oh
Well,
my
I
gosh.
appreciate you doing this. My fault.
Yeah, my wife and I, we lived out just right off Freeland Road and Highway home. My parents still live in that area.
Okay,
Just about,
yeah.
we're heavily invested there. We lived out there about 7 years. My wife's moved down downtown.
Yeah,
And this was all pre-COVID when you had to go to the office every day. I was driving to Chester.
it's kind of funny because my husband was active military and when I looked at him in the ridge when we got married and then he went to build a new house and we found some property at Double O. But my deal was we couldn't move farther west than Union because I worked in town. I'm like, okay, and he would actually sort of, I'd have to take him to Scott to fly out to work all the time, you know.
Over Scott Air Force Base.
Yeah, because he transferred he flew in every weekend, so,
No, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
and I'm like, okay, these are my restrictions.
Yeah, I just, looking at this was like 20, this was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
It's around like COVID.
Yeah.
And we could work from home. I just go to station because you don't have that computer.
Yeah,
So
that's
I go
true.
to the place and like, it's an hour for an hour.
Right.
Each way, and then I have a really good friend. As soon as COVID, he's in the same business I'm in. He moved all the way out towards between like St. James and Sullivan area because he likes to travel.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I can travel.
Yeah.
They travel like twice a month, so he's just down at the airport. But
Yeah.
before that, we went to Herman. He was my wife was right downtown Herman.
Yeah.
He goes, it's just wonderful.
Right.
And then when the gas prices started going through the roof, he goes, oh my gosh, he goes, I'm like, that's the one good thing I want to COVID. Because I just go, I can work from home, work
Yeah,
from here,
yeah.
work from there, and it's doing my work done.
Right.
It's, I think it's overall better. It's been a good fit. My wife goes, sometimes when she just wants to get away from me, she's like, I gotta go in the office. She goes, I gotta get out. So I'm like, I have an office upstairs, she has one downstairs, and I trade offices here and there, and she's like, I'll go in the office for a couple of days. She goes, I'm tired of going so far. So I'm like, oh,
We're
nice.
skiing.
Like, I
We'll
gotta go.
ski in
Like, you know where you can find me? Tuesday at 10, I'll be at the meeting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're very blessed in that respect. I'd love to,
Normal,
I would love to get back.
organized
to that
chaos.
house up there. Yeah.
Most,
That's
mostly
like a weekend.
organized chaos.
Right.
You literally just go on the road and there's a straight dock.
Yeah.
So we used to go to the show all the
Always.
time. I mean, it's right as soon as.
Yeah, right.
There were days out there where just hauling.
Yeah.
So who will recognize it?
We still had lake lots out there, so.
Oh, do you?
My parents do as well, so.
I remember.
We still go out there every now and then and fish.
Yeah.
When he first moved up to England, everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Some more folks moved away.
Right.
Younger
I mean, when you're in the
families,
woods.
you recognize some people, their last name, like their parents.
Right.
might
Oh,
have
did or
known
something.
person.
Yeah.
So, it brings back a lot of great memories.
That's nice.
That was my place in Sunset, as soon as I got out of school, I practically lived out there. I was like fishing, hunting, like, just all day. Wow. So nice. Very fun. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Are you on the list? Sign up by 10?
I need to sign up.
You got a few minutes, I think. I'll work. I got 10 minutes.
Yeah, make me sign up.
Get on the list there. You can be number 3, number 2.
No, I might sign down.
You're gonna skip a couple spots.
I'm talking about the,
You know Jeff Hayden, he's on the list. He's gonna sign up.
yeah.
He's ready.
We all do. I would like to.
Hi, Miss Jenny. Good morning. How are you? I'm not sure. I just got here. Yeah. You were expecting more folks. I just barely got here myself.
I want to talk about them. They can't enforce the laws now, or
If you can't enforce the
what we have
regulations and the
now,
laws now.
regulations now,
Yeah.
how can we do it with data centers?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. That's what mine's about. We'll change the subject. We're gonna change the subject.
More things to talk about.
More
Mr.
things to
Chef.
talk about.
Sir,
Here's our
the peppers were
law
outstanding.
enforcement here.
The yellow
You
ones
guys
in
haven't
particular
eaten
were
yet?
just unbelievable.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you.
Oh my God.
You know, I think I called
No, no,
one
you-
time.
You had 2 little red ones in there. You had a big green one, 2 red ones, and the rest were yellow. I found some recipe online, Italian pasta where you cut them in little slivers.
Sure.
Put them in some white sauce. Oh my gosh, they were awesome. They were so good.
I just eat them raw.
Well, I do too. I love them. Yeah, they're great. I
I
love them
kept
raw.
the seeds though. I
Yeah.
kept the seeds so I.
I just pull the seeds out and eat them raw. They're awesome.
I had a great big bag of them
Every once in a while we would get
on
one.
the counter this morning.
Oh, you left them?
Oh.
Well, yeah.
My wife took them. She took them to
That's
work.
the
She's
reason
getting
why I
away
got
at
it.
work.
No, they were yellow peppers, yellow, green, and red. Oh, they were outstanding.
Yeah, the peppers are
All right, well, I'm leaving.
very abundant.
That's the only reason why I showed up here today, because I thought Jeff was gonna have more of this, so I'm out of here.
What?
What's going on? Jeff says, what? Where did you get those? I'm like, they were awesome. Yeah. Delicious. Very good. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Good morning.
Are you?
Camp Solidarity? Yeah. Yeah. Been a member for about 37 years. I live out there.
Do you have them like in
Cool.
or in the ground? Whatever seed you use, these are great. Yeah. Oh, I looked up some recipes. I'm like, oh, a lot of versatility here. I'm like, I told my one friend, like he grows them in his backyard. He has them in the terracotta pots, but he grows like this stupid as hottest ones, and he makes like this chopped salsa. I'm like, oh, come on, that'll burn your face off. You can't taste them. I like the flavor of them. I just grow what I'm gonna eat. Yeah, I counted 44 of them. I got just rinsed them off. Oh man.
I'm not gonna grow something just because it looks good. Okay, yeah, I am. Flowers, flowers.
That's really good. Awesome.
By the way, I put some more eggs. I just.
Oh, I've got 13 dozen between green beans, fresh eggs, there's 13 dozen. We have half are non-refrigerated, the other half are.
I'm gonna.
But they're unwashed.
And then all I have is 20.
Okay, good.
If you sell eggs, if you bring some, I'll always buy some too.
I'm just normally at one for years. They're in my refrigerator, my garage, and she knows where I live.
Oh, really?
Obviously,
Okay,
obviously nobody knows where I live. just saying.
Like you said,
Throw that one out there.
obviously they.
Obviously they know
Stop
where I
up, but I'm here
live.
for somebody else. Oh,
Oh.
You have no idea.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Is that right?
That's what I got for you.
I don't think I personally can.
Yeah, that's all I wear. Yeah. Just some different shirts. Cardinals covered and Blues covered. Blues blue. I looked at it years ago. It was literally like electric. This big crazy. Yeah, well, she was it's not blue. No, blue. I don't like her. Really loud. Crazy.
Couldn't go for it, huh?
Compromised on silver, which goes. Like, oh, what's something like that's crazy blue. She goes, that looks like, that's what she said she was. That was the rap star back in the 90s. It's like, blue was in the music video. It was even brighter than that. I'm like, wow, you're right. I'm like, maybe you're right.
Well, you'd have been seen going down the road.
Yeah, there he goes.
That's silver. I think the silver kind of glows.
Especially when I first bought it, it's so huge. Blind spots. I had a close call. I know, I didn't want to do it. It takes a while. There she is. What do you got?
Sign in.
I think Dave signed.
Oh,
What am I gonna say? We have notes.
That's right.
You got some there?
I just have those.
That is true.
Well, I think that's what says, that's all I'm saying. Time climbs are. Good, I don't think I'm gonna get this. It's easy to find, Steve never born in six, so it's easy to find that. It's all commercial. You know what's going
Good morning.
Hey girl, are you back? How long are you gonna be in town?
That's not wrong.
Yeah, we're going to do celebrations.
That's good.
I am seeing somebody that knows.
Oh my gosh.
Who is, you don't remember the name? It's probably a client. Is it a client? No, no. Or you, Kirkwood in Washington, I guess not a person.
That's good eating too.
Okay, that's okay. So do you compare or? over for me, let me tell you. You never know.
Just let me out.
Did you see where in Oregon that they filed that? They filed a
Early.
lawsuit about.
Yeah, thank you.
At the top, all the way to the top. Yeah.
I don't know. Is that good enough? Oh, Nick. I don't know how to spell her name.
Nicodema.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
You did? No. Standing out on the front porch. Like, oh, I exercised in this crazy.
I think so.
Take the money, guys. I appreciate it. See where in Oregon, that might she's here, I've been following that.
Good morning. We call the meeting to order. We will begin by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us this morning for a moment of silence. Thank you. First off, we have a number of years of service recognitions that we are going to address. We have a couple of 5 years public service. Timothy Monroe, I do not believe Timothy is here, but he has 5 years of public service with the county. Also, Colton Light is 5 years of public service with the county. And a 15-year public service award to Craig Dorda with the county. And then we do have a 25-year with public service with the county, Khalid Ashkar with the Franklin County Sheriff's Department.
You get center.
Stand on your toes up and down.
Squish everybody in. Put them through.
25 years.
Thanks for your service.
just get you started.
Thank you.
Another 25?
We have the public hearing on lowering the speed limit on Dunn Road, Dunn Spring Road to 30 mile an hour. Do we have anybody here to speak in favor of lowering the speed limit to 30 miles per hour? Seeing none, do we have any in opposition to lowering the speed limit on Dunn Spring Road?
So,
I don't think you need to lower the speed limit there.
Sir, could you come up to the microphone?
Sure.
Thanks, Jeff. Jeff Hayden. I don't think you need to lower it any lower than 30. It's hard to go lower than 30.
It is being lowered to 30.
So if you want comment on this, if you would have these meetings in the evening when people could be here to comment on this, you'd probably get some comment on this.
Are you familiar with the road, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the road.
It's a very windy hill.
Anyone else in opposition to lowering the speed limit?
My name is Karen and Foose, and my opposition would be we can't enforce speed limits now on a lot of rural roads. We can't enforce them on state roads. We can't enforce them on Highway 00. We can't enforce them on Thornton Road. So lowering the speed limit will not do any good unless you have the ability to enforce the law. That's my opinion.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in opposition? Anyone here for information only? Seeing none, that concludes the public hearing on lowering the speed limit on Dunn Spring Road. We have the minutes from the August 18th working session and the workshop from the 20th. I'd entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We've approved the minutes from the 18th and the working session and the workshop from the 20th. We have no requests for public comments on agenda items, and so we will begin with Commission Order 2026-221, the execution of a subaward agreement with Missouri Department of Public Safety.
I make a motion we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 221.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We approve 2026-221. Next is Commission Order 2026-222. This is the execution of a Show Me Zero program agreement with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-222. Next, Commission Order 2026-223. We are going to table this issue. Is that correct?
I make a motion we table.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We've tabled Commission Order 2026-223. Next is Commission Order 2026-224, execution of an amendment for OnSolve for the Franklin County Emergency Management Association.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved Commission Order 2026-224. Next is Commission Order 2026-225. This is the execution of a renewal agreement with Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 225.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-225. Next is 2026-226, renewing a contract with PacWest Direct to process annual tax statements for the Franklin County Collector's Office.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. You've approved 2026-226. Next is Commission Order 2026-227, execution of an agreement with the NACHI for the Franklin County Building Department.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 227.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-227. Next is Commission Order 2026-228. It's the refunding of the overplus land sale back taxes to Franklin Financial.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-228. Next is Commission Order 2026-229. Is the refunding of the overplus land sales back taxes to David Smith of $190.92. No, it's more than that.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 229.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-229. Commission Order 2026-230 is the execution of a quote for the share file program for the prosecuting attorney's office.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-230. Next is Commission Order 2026-231, execution of a release and license agreement for tree removal for the Franklin County, Missouri.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-231. Next is Commission Order 2026-232. It is the notice of public hearing on proposed property tax rates for Franklin County.
Dawn here? Wasn't this a reduction?
This is the public hearing. I mean, we can still adjust if we want to, but this is the notice for the public hearing.
But this is
there is a reduction.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
This is a reduction.
But it could be reduced further or adopted as is.
Now I make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 232.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You approve 206-232. Next is Commission Order 2026-233, setting the emergency 911 tax rate for the year of 2027.
Make a motion, we approve Commission Order 2026, TAC 233.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-233. Next is Commission Order 2026-234, authorizing the naming of a road in the county of Franklin.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-234. Commission Order 2026-235, awarding bid number 2026-228 for hot mix overlay to Pace Construction Company for the Franklin County Highway Department.
I'll
Make
make,
a- oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Ken.
I make a motion to approve Commission Order 2026 TAC 235.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-235. Next is Commission Order 2026-236, repealing Commission Order 2026-219 and filing proposed 2021 ICC Building Codes Amendments in the Office of the Franklin County Clerk for public use, inspection, and examination for a period of 90 days.
Make a motion we approve Commission Order 2026 TAC 236.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-236. There was some corrections in that previous
On which one?
I think was due to some corrections. It just says wrong dates and requires correction. So next is 2026-237, amending Commission Order 2026-96 to continue existing payment amounts for the marijuana sales tax obligations for Franklin County.
I'll make a motion with it. Do you have something, Ken?
I had a question. Are Debbie, are we still making these in just payments out?
Correct.
Okay. That's all I had.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-237. The next is 2026-238 is the consent agenda and all items listed thereon, which is the Schneider's auctioneer license and the Washington Special Road District annual financial report.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-238. We have a number of requests for public comment on non-agenda items. First being, please come forward, state your name, address. Roxanne Nicodermo.
Jessica Nicodemo, Pacific, Missouri. So today I came forward to talk about the data center, and this is a great deal of a discussion about it in Missouri. The Consumer Council is not opposed to data centers in this principle. However, we are deeply concerned. This is an article I'm going to read. However, we are deeply concerned about their potential impact on electrical utility rates. The addition of large-scale data centers to the electrical grid in Missouri will almost certainly require infrastructure and expansion, which we know of because they're trying to buy up all the farmland for solar panels as well. Will almost certainly require infrastructure expansion to create an expanded electrical grid. Why it matters. Missouri investors owned electrical utilities, Ameren, Evergy, and Liberty strive to earn a profit for their shareholders. These utilities are financially incentivized to build new infrastructure such as a nuclear power plant because they are allowed to earn a nearly guaranteed profit of over 9% on the capital investment. In 2025, the Missouri legislature, in coordination with Kehoe, passed Senate Bill 4. The law overturned Missouri's nearly 50-year ban on construction work in progress, allowing utilities to charge ratepayers for the cost of building a nuclear power plant before the plant is operational. Influenced by utility lobbyists and trade unions, lawmakers from both political parties supported SB 4, despite the significant financial burden it will place on the consumers who are already struggling to afford their electricity. Consumer Council estimates that constructing a nuclear power plant in Missouri under the provisions of SB4 will increase the average household electrical utility cost by approximately $500 more a year. This, however, could cost each of us during the 10 to 5 year construction period before a power plant provides us with any electricity. Lack of consumer representation. On January 13th of this year, Kehoe established the Missouri Advanced Nuclear Energy Task Force. Notably, there is no consumer advocate on the task force. Instead, this task force is composed almost exclusively of representatives from state government, the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the electric utilities, which lobbied for the SB4 rate increase. Insufficient protections for ratepayers. While the PSC has approved large load tariff intended to address the demands of data centers, Consumer Counsel remains concerned that these measures do not go far enough. Specifically, we worry about that. I'll leave it there, but I just would hope that you guys get the show on the road. We've had, 3 weeks with the new tax guy. By then we should know a number. So hopefully we can wrap this up, and it would be nice if you could also put this in the afternoons so more people could come. I'm tired of running back and forth trying to make these meetings.
Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate your comments. Next, Chris Kopinski.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Chris Kopinski, 425 Venus Lane, Pacific, Missouri. I stand in front of you much like you guys. I'm in my 60s, gray hair, touch of gray. I'm a grandfather. I own property in Franklin County. And I have many years of experience just like you guys. Mine happens to be in construction management. I want to say that I'm 100% against hyperscale data centers in residential areas. These buildings are classified type 2, and they belong in industrial parks, not agri areas, and not in residential areas. I have 3 questions for you guys. Simple yes or no. Please engage me. Ameren UE, are you currently in talks with Ameren UE about grid support for data centers in Franklin County?
Yes. Yes.
They're in talks. So you know there's a scramble to build gas turbines and solar plants or solar fields and lithium storage because they can't keep up. And you guys are dragging this process out, and Ameren can't keep up with the grid, okay? Number 2, Beltline Energy. You do know it's a renewable energy company, correct? That never built a data center? You do know that, right? You're dealing with people that build solar fields. So if you guys go to build your dream home in Franklin County, are you going to hire a custom builder? Are you going to hire a solar panel salesman to build your home?
Thank you, Jesus.
Beltline Crooked Creek proposal. 3, yes or no? Do you have a full set of architectural, structural, civil, or MEP sealed drawings in this building right now? Thank you, Dave, for the nod. So we have no drawings, but yet last week you said these builds are better. But you don't know the architectural height of these buildings. You don't know if there's architectural sound panels. This Beltline proposal is a half mile of buildings in a residential area. In closing, one more comparison. In 3 years, I retire from corporate America. I will have my choice of consulting jobs because of my last name and reputation. You gentlemen could garner the same reputation, okay? But stop chasing false revenue and lies.
Chris, your time has expired. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Corbett Shannon.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good
Corbett
morning.
Shannon, landowner in Calvi Township. Gentlemen, data center moratoriums in Michigan, 50 communities, Ohio, 47, New York, statewide, 1 year pause, Texas, new applications paused, Pennsylvania, new development halted indefinitely. A recent Gallup study, 70% of Americans oppose these data centers, Republicans, Democrats, and independents from all walks of life. This topic has no party or ideology boundaries, so I just have to ask, guys, why are you moving ahead while others hit the pause button? The P&Z Commission put a 6-month pause in place until the lard baron from Washington made some phone calls, and then poof, public access gutted, and accountability went right out that window. If that's how decisions get made in this county, then this process isn't broken. It's being intentionally bypassed and bastardized. And I will say good riddance to that financial and legal predator. A moratorium, gentlemen, makes sense, and you know it, but you're not listening. You may not believe this, but I do pray for each of you every day that you are listening, because this is a monumental moment for this beautiful county. It's named after Benjamin Franklin, but I affectionately call her Frankie. She's a beautiful place of solitude and natural wonder. So why on God's green earth would we do anything to damage her? Why are we even listening to these vultures from Texas and Georgia? Why are we allowing parasites like Leon Backus and his poodles Roman, Jorge, and Tyler to tell us in a public meeting that a data center can, quote, help preserve our rural character? Are these guys serious? And more importantly, why are you tolerating their arrogant billionaire tech bro douchebag attitude? It's high time that you call these turds to union to stand before us and answer our questions. It's time for you to require that they pay for extensive environmental studies. And it's way past time for you to put a moratorium in place and then let the people of this county vote on it. And finally stand up for this beautiful rural county. Fellas, I just got to say, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this, we're getting tired of waiting for you to protect us. If this commission refuses to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its citizens as required by the Missouri Constitution, then understand this, you've left us no choice. We're no longer asking, we're watching, we are documenting, and we will hold each of you accountable, either at the ballot box or in a court of law. Guys, take your pick. Thank you.
Thank you, Corbett. Janine Kreider.
I wish I could say good morning, but my stomach always gets upset when I come up here and my heart starts fluttering, and I realized it's because you're not stupid. You're not ignorant. I know that. In Gary, Indiana, there's blackouts. Been blackouts for 13 days, but guess what? Yay! Hyperscale data centers are still running. In Memphis, Tennessee, I think Miss Loretta, they've been out for like 3 days. But Colossus One is still running. Thank you, Jesus. On datacenterknowledge.com, they admit in 2026, hyperscale data centers will be using gas-powered generators mounted on the backs of flatbed trucks. And I was wondering why all those flatbed trucks were showing up along Old 100. In Arizona and Georgia, data centers are drawing prohibited water. Google funded a lawsuit against the newspaper trying to attain water usage info. And Meta in Newton County, Georgia, disrupted nearby private wells, leaving the families hauling water and replacing sediment in clogged appliances. No, you're not stupid. I allege, this is alleged, or I might have heard that you could be immoral, amoral, corrupt, unscrupulous, crooked, unconscionable, possibly bribable. And I'd like to remind both of you, birds of a feather vote together. This is from 2026, just 3 days ago, coming out of Loudoun County, Virginia, who you really do admire, don't you? Dave.
People about, data centers are going to raise your utility bills. They're going to have a lot of other impacts on the environment and, the utility poles going through your communities. And, people, they cared more about how ugly they looked than anything else. But now they're starting to see the impact more tangibly. It's more visceral to them now. They're starting to see that the data center build out here was about short-term profits, and it was predatory. And I think that's the best way to describe it. And we put people last, and we put the industry first. And so we need to change the way we do that. I think we need to stop building data centers in Virginia at this point.
And we've seen the
stories.
Gentlemen, I find your presence to be repugnant. You make my stomach upset. I truly do want to vomit every single time I come into this room.
Amen.
Good day.
Thank you for your comments. Rhonda Brackett.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Rhonda Brackett. I am going to leave this on the table. My information is at the bottom of the sheet. As you know, I am against hyperscale data centers in Franklin County, as are many residents. There are lawsuits going on across the country due to pollution and the other harmful effects of them. Unfortunately, these large-scale companies would rather just pay a fine than do anything to correct the situation to help those injured by them. That's why it's important to place a ban or moratorium on them. There are several states that have actual moratoriums, statewide restrictions, or proposed bills. New York has a 1-year moratorium. Texas has an effective pause, but not a blanket construction ban. Delaware has a moratorium on data centers over a certain limit. Georgia would prohibit local governments from permitting data centers through 2028. Michigan proposed pause on new data center approvals. Pennsylvania proposed 3-year moratorium or authority on municipalities to prohibit them. South Carolina would prohibit local approval until a statewide framework is adopted. Vermont proposed moratorium through 2030. Virginia proposed restrictions on final approval until the interconnection backlog is addressed. Other states and counties are taking action on these and putting holds. Florida does not have a statewide moratorium, but some of their counties have them. We have counties across the United States that have passed moratoriums. St. Charles County, the city of Pacific has a ban. It's dead. St. Louis County is in the process of putting together rules and regulations. And in St. Louis County, it is in areas that are appropriate for them. Wildwood has already put rules and regulations together. We have a valid concern throughout the country in areas where hyperscale data centers have been built. People living close to them are experiencing many harmful effects. I'm encouraging you, asking you, please, we need a ban or at least a moratorium until more research can be done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Karen.
My name is Karen and I live in Pacific, Missouri. I want to talk to you today about enforcing regulations. Franklin County has historically been terrible about enforcing regulations for building, for construction, for car lots, for abandoned cars. Dave, you yourself had a sign up at Sam's Market, so I guess you're good friends with him. He has a construction trailer on the back of his property that has been there since he was told to move it. Back on the property line, he moved it. Nothing can be done about it. The cars that are parked where your sign was, they were up on the right of way before you had all the signs taken down. He had flags up there. I called numerous times the state highway department, the Missouri, the highway patrol, Franklin County. Nobody would do anything about it. On Double O, it was dangerous to pull out because he had flags and cars parked on the right of way. Nothing would be done. All of a sudden, I assume you had all the signs moved for the data centers, and his flags were taken down and his cars were moved back. People can't get the county to enforce laws or rules. So now you've moved your sign and he's moving his cars back. It won't be back on the right of way. It won't be long before he'll put his flags back up again, which causes a dangerous intersection at 00 and 100. The traffic there is unbelievable. I on Thebes and Highway 100, there's junk cars sitting in a place where they used to have a car lot. You can't make them move the cars. So they're just sitting there junk. There are so many places that you need to get regulations enforced and you can't. And yes, you want to build another monster that will again break regulations and the people will pay the consequences. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
John Rose.
Good morning. I'm John Rose. I live in Pacific, Missouri. I'm against the hyper AI data centers. I lived in Florissant for 65 years. I lived close to Coldwater Creek for about 30 of those years. I've seen family, friends die from the reckless decisions the government has made. We moved to our country home less than 1 mile downstream from the Crooked Creek 3 years ago just to enjoy the lake, the Merrimack River, nature, and the rural lifestyle of Franklin County. Hyper data centers are an accident waiting to happen. We don't need another Coldwater Creek here in Franklin County. I've personally done 8 months of research on data centers, as all these people here have done. You guys know the hazards of data centers. Y'all should. The only people that want data centers are politicians and wealthy business. Most of the citizens of Franklin County and 70% or plus citizens of the United States do not want these. You have the power to not approve rezoning and building of these data centers. You've had months of massive public discourage and opposition that show these data centers contradict the values of Franklin County. You all have the actual facts of the hazards. We, the people, believe it's your responsibility to not approve the rezoning of these data centers. Please protect our families.
Thank you for your comments. Jeff Hayden.
So you guys have said it, well, Dave, you've said it many times. Respect the process. So that process is supposed to have discussion in it. Can we discuss this issue?
Is that a question?
Yeah. Can you discuss it with us? Are you going to discuss it with us?
We have been discussing.
No, we've been talking. You guys haven't told us anything about where you are, except that you want to spend our money on researching what, the taxes? So how about the light pollution? Is there some way that this isn't going to happen, or is there going to be some kind of thing put in place so that we don't experience this?
As far as light pollution?
Yeah. So you're a businessman, right? All
Yes.
three of you are business people. So you're going to set up pros and cons to every type of business transaction that you're going to have, whether you're purchasing something or selling something or moving. So the pros that you've told me about are the money and the jobs. The money will show up, maybe. The jobs, there'll be temporary construction jobs, and then what? We'll get 10, 15 permanent jobs out of 1,000 acres worth of buildings. So what are the cons to all of this? The power consumption, the water consumption, the land usage for all of this. Are these good? I mean, they got to be cons, right? So do the cons outweigh the pros? You guys are going to decide on this, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this?
Obviously, we are still in the process of evaluating all the information.
So in that process, are you considering how much it's going to cost the people of Franklin County?
Yes, we are.
Do you think they're going to have to put new fire protection programs together?
I'm just giving you 15 seconds.
So we're trying to find out where y'all are at. We're trying to discuss this with you, but not really hearing anything.
Thank you, Jeff. Linda Carr.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have laws and we have regulations that help define the laws, right? Am I correct? We have regulations out there that helps define our laws. We have rules. You have stoplights, intersections that control the traffic so they don't have accidents. You're protecting the safety of people, okay, the welfare of the people. We're doing that all over the county with simple things right here in our life, with your homes, the highways for protection. You have somebody standing right here protecting us so I don't go past this. Okay?
Oh my God, it's great. She's 80 years old.
Okay. Okay, here's it goes. I voted for both of you men, okay? Because when you had your campaign money and you had your signs out and you were campaigning, I voted for you because of what you had said about this county. And I respect that. I respect the position that all three of you are businessmen. I didn't vote for you, Dave. None of us did. And we all know that. The problem is are you two going to speak up for your children? Ken or Paula, any of you? Okay, your daughter has children, and those children move out over towards Pacific into those McBride homes. All right, so now their children are going to Coleman School. Have you been there? You know where Coleman School is at? You know where it's located? Shake your head, yes, no. Right there across the highway. 24/7. Lights shining all the time. Buses coming and going to let the children out. Are you afraid the children are going to be kept safe? Think about it. All these trucks, the semis bringing in these great big Titanic pipes and steel beams and concrete trucks galore. The concrete plant right next to my house was canned because they did an environmental impact study and said, we can't have those concrete trucks coming out in front of St. Mary's Road. You know where that's at? Okay, we can't have that. It went to court. Why do we have to go to court? It's pretty evident if you just do an impact study, environmental, just is it safe to rezone this? But look at the impact it's going to have. I know, money. Okay, we talked about the pros and cons. Can you name one pro that's concrete, that's definite? I can name you 50 if you give me some more time. That's cons. You know, the scales are not balanced. There's nothing balanced here. Do you want your children going to that school with all that stuff happening there and you know that your children could be damaged? You don't know where your children are going to move to. They may like Pacific. Okay? And we have the ordinances here that tells us about you're supposed to be protecting our health and the general welfare. That's what these regulations are for these laws. Also, we have, you're supposed to be encouraging the most appropriate use of land throughout such municipality. Please,
Thank you, Linda.
protect our land, protect our children, our families. Water
Travis.
and sound.
Travis Layton.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'm not salty today. I'm happy to report. I'm actually, yay. I'm actually
That's great.
kind of,
Appreciate that.
I'm
Travis.
bummed. I'm actually bummed out though. A friend of mine got arrested last night in Festus at City Hall for exercising his First Amendment free speech rights. And I say he got kidnapped, really, but the police might call it something else. And to lead into something else, I wanted to actually commend the Franklin County law enforcement. I have a lot of respect for you guys for not being rogue like the ones down in Festus, and at least I notice it and I appreciate it, and I thank you guys for upholding the First Amendment because it's really important, especially today. So thank you guys for that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I have something here for you guys. I made a copy for each. It's just one page. It's a document that was leaked yesterday from the National Republican Senatorial Committee. And it's talking about how data centers are causing Republicans to lose their races. And that's a very serious concern. There's an actual very critical race in Ohio that's the subject of the document. I don't necessarily agree with all of the things they say in here, but I think it's important and it's a real thing that the Republican Party is getting destroyed over this topic. I've only voted conservative Republican my whole life, and I'm considering looking at other parties now over this issue because it's not just the data center, it's that the message that you don't care what the people want is really what's kind of shocking. And there's a serious risk out there that Franklin County is going to turn blue. And I hope you guys are considering that. So I want to leave a copy of that with you guys. And I don't vote here, so it really doesn't matter to me. Just as someone who's voted that way their whole lives, I thought you guys might find it interesting. Another thing real quick is if you look up in Jerome Township, Ohio, they have on average 2 EMS calls a month because of little fires and things going on out there. And it's been going on for a couple of years and it's still that way. So these things are not well built. They're not safe. And that's Amazon. They have bunches of these huge things. So they still don't know what they're doing. As I walked in, I smelled like a fuel smell and it turned out it was somebody's weed eater. If a weed eater can smell the air up like that, I can't even imagine what 200 industrial diesel generators are going to do. So the rezoning is the decision before you. Rezoning something surrounded by homes to industrial is awful. And I pray you guys don't make that decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Travis. Dana Bowers.
In 10 Americans oppose building AI data centers in their communities. This is now a defining campaign issue in the midterms, defying traditional party lines.
We do not want a data center in this county. Do you understand?
This morning, the bipartisan backlash against the rapid build-out of AI data centers is exploding and shaking up the midterms.
We do not consent.
Our team witnessing the outrage across the country.
We need clarity, and we need it now.
At this town hall in rural Franklin County, Missouri. This has already been going on for 3 hours. No sign of stopping. For 13 hours, hundreds of residents protesting 2 proposed data centers, worried they will spike utility bills, drain water resources, and destroy farmland.
You will ruin the very best part of Franklin County if you allow data centers to be built on this land.
Across the U.S., tech companies are pledging hundreds of billions of dollars to build these facilities that keep the internet and AI running, promising jobs and big investments in the communities. But the public outcry is now forcing candidates in key races in the midterms to backtrack. Just last fall, Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott called his state the epicenter of AI development. Now he's putting a freeze on new data centers, telling our Jonathan Carl on This Week the tech companies dug their own grave.
If you're a data center and you want to operate in Texas, you have to first
get the approval of those in local communities.
In Pennsylvania, Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro had promoted data center investments just last year. Now he's imposing new restrictions on them.
You don't want these irresponsible, burdensome, reckless AI data centers in your community. And I want you to know, I hear you.
A new memo from the National Republican Senatorial Committee warned that data centers could cost the party a key Senate seat in Ohio. 15 states have now proposed temporary bans on new data center construction. A lot of this opposition coming from grassroots local movements.
Grassroots local movements. I have 1 minute left. Let me make myself very clear. God told me to protect my children, and that is why I'm here every week on Tuesday mornings. 8 years ago today, this morning at 7:45 a.m., God had a different plan for my youngest son than I did. He chose to take Dawson from this earth and go hang out with him in heaven until I get there. As a woman and as a mother, if that didn't break me, you three in this decision sure as hell won't break myself or the residents of this county either. Why? Stop this now. What you are accomplishing, though, is causing a massive political divide in this county, and your blatant disregard to follow the will of the people is going to flip this very conservative Republican county blue in November, Dave. Congratulations on being Satan's puppets at this point in time. Facts are 7 out of 10 people nationwide, including Franklin County, Missouri, are saying we do not consent. We do not approve spot zoning here in Franklin County. No hyperscale data centers, which are now considered pollution villages. Put the files on the agenda. Vote no. Just be done. Because we're done. We don't want them. They don't belong here.
Thank you for your comments. Do we have any elected official or departmental reports? Seeing none. Any further discussion from the commission?
Not I.
Seeing none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.